One of the reasons for the pullback yesterday is being quoted as the release of a Substack from Citrini Research. He came out with this thesis, basically a 2028 Global Intelligence Crisis Report, a fictional look back from the future that basically argues AI will become so efficient it accidentally breaks the economy. The simple version is a death spiral. Companies use AI to fire higher paid office workers, or rather high paid office workers, in order to save money. But because those jobless people stop spending, the companies eventually go bust anyway, since there are no customers left to buy their products. This creates a ghost domestic product where the economy looks productive on paper because of AI, but the actual human world is in a massive depression with 10% unemployment and a 38% stock market crash. The founder of Citrini Research is James Van Geelen. He's the 33-year-old founder of the company. Very unconventional in the finance world, described as a paramedic turned macro analyst. He's based out of Miami. Van Geelen launched Citrini Research in early 2023, quickly building a devoted following by blending clinical precision with high conviction thematic investing. Before his 2028 Global Intelligence Crisis Report, which I just read above, sent shockwaves through the market yesterday, he was actually known for being an early and aggressive AI bull, notably championing companies like Nvidia, Eli Lilly, well before their massive rallies. His research firm, which employs about 10 people, focuses on second-order effects. The idea that you shouldn't just look at who builds the technology, but who wins or loses as that technology fundamentally changes the world's plumbing. Anyway, Van Geelen's quite interesting, man. He started out as a medic. He calls himself a medic. He was studying biology and psychology at UCLA before entering medical school. He left medical studies to become an entrepreneur, launching a venture in holistic and alternative healthcare in 2013. He spent 5 years building that business before he sold it out to a private equity firm in 2018. It was the proceeds from that sale that gave him the seed money to start investing his own capital. He had a really famous call back in 2022. He began posting publicly about his short position on Silicon Valley Bank, arguing that the bank's balance sheet was a ticking time bomb due to rising interest rates. The result was the bank actually collapsed a few months later in March of 2023. So Van Geelen's credibility skyrocketed overnight as a result of that article and his short on Silicon Valley Bank. So he was seen as a researcher who didn't just talk about trends, but was willing to put real money behind contrarian ideas. Anyway, I think his backstory is fascinating, considering that he doesn't have a career in finance. He basically was trained in the field of medicine and biology at UCLA and was a self-made entrepreneur, basically selling out successfully out of a business that he launched. And then he turns into a successful investor, and now he's opened up a research firm called Citrini, and coded some of the companies that succeeded back in 2024. He coded a lot of those successfully. His own personal portfolio is up significantly, like 2,000%. So there's what's interesting about the man. He's self-made. So the reality is anybody can do this, but it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of study, and a lot of effort on your own to find out just what's going to be effective, what companies are going to profit from AI. All right, guys, take care.